Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today is one of the first days of 2021, and my Grom is just ready to get a little bit of a boost thanks to the DH Motoring ECU updates. If you've been following the videos, you know I started out with essentially buying this bike with the Yoshi pipes on it. And I added the Camara air intake right there. And my next step was to update the ECU to kind of take all of this into account when doing the air fuel mixture. So the way it works, you essentially remove your left side panel here, just a few screws, in a few different places. They're pretty easy to get to, and you remove the panel, and then that's sitting, your ECU is sitting right here, and the way you remove it, you essentially kind of just free it from this little area, being careful not to tear the rubber. And then when you turn it over, you'll notice that there is a clip right there. You press that clip and pull your ECU out, and that's this little bit right here is the actual ECU. And then what you do is you go on dhmotoring.com, you buy the what I bought was a $99 stage 1 upgrade of the ECU, which accounts basically for what I said, the pipes and the intake. I think there's a stage 2 which is for the big bore kit, which I don't have and I don't intend to get. And so basically you make your purchase, they send you an email. That email contains instructions on what to do next, which includes the shipping address or where you're supposed to ship this. Now I used a USPS kind of 2-day priority flat rate box. I'm in California, they're in Florida. It costs about $9 to do that, and it only took 2 days for it to get to them. And then once you ship it, you take that tracking number and they give you a Google form where you fill in some information about your bike and what you've got on there, your address and the tracking number. So they've got all of the information in one place. They get it, and their point of sale system is pretty cool. It sends you notifications as they're kind of processing the order, and then when they send it back to you. I think it took a total of 5 or 6 days, even with the holidays. I mean, this was right in the middle of, like, I think I sent it to them the day before Christmas, and got it, I think just a few days ago, right before New Year's. So I think it only took like 6 days total round trip. So I put it on, and now I'm about to kind of take it for a quick test ride. Now my top speed before this was 60 miles an hour on a straightaway. We'll start it up and I'll get on the bike and share with you whether or not that's any different now and any other impressions I have from it. So far the experience has been great. Obviously I haven't really tested the device, but the purchasing experience and the round trip of sending this in and getting it back was pretty flawless. So stay tuned. Well, I gotta say, guys, after all that work and putting in quite a bit of money and more importantly, time into the Grom, I have to say that all of the upgrades have made almost no difference. My Grom is still just as slow as it was before as I started. And I don't think any of them were actually worth doing. You may disagree, but that's the results I got until I did this very last upgrade. Ready? There it is. I got rid of the Grom last week. And this week, I picked up a KTM 390 Duke. And I have to say that I must have been eating idiot brains until now, because honestly, the Grom is shameful compared to what you get out of this KTM 390 for the same price used. I mean, people are trying to sell their Groms online for, you know, $4,000, whatever, $5,000 sometimes, $6,000 sometimes. I've seen people asking as high as $7,500 for their stupid Grom. I'm so tired of that bike. Sorry, guys. I know some of the guys that watch this channel are into Groms. I tried really hard to like the Grom. I did everything, and I thought it was a cool bike only because there's a subculture. But really, that's where it ends. It's not at all special in any other way. You can lie to yourself all you want. Go and there's millions of people who will agree with you because they're all under the same spell of the Grom. But look what I got for $4,600. This is a 2019, 2019 with 130 miles on it. And sure, you can get a used Grom for $3,500, you know, with this few miles on it. A 2019 Grom with 130 miles on it. Good luck getting that for less than $3,500. Good luck to you, sir. You're not going to get it, right? So for another $1,000, you can get yourself a 390 Duke, right? Now, you might say, well, you don't get the point of the Grom, man. That's not what the Grom's about, man. It's supposed to be like a cool, slow bike. Yeah, I get it. This bike can do all the stuff the Grom can do, and just as zippy, and it's, you know, it's not as tiny as the Grom, but it's not a big bike by any means. Anybody can get on this. I think this is the bike. This is the bike. So if you're looking for your first bike, heck, your last bike, this is the bike. This bike is amazing. It's a thrill to ride it. I rode it around last night, and I had the biggest grin on my face. I always talk about miles per mile, and I challenge you, give me more miles per mile than the KTM 390 Duke, and't go buy the bike. I'll go test ride it. And if I smile more than I did on this bike, I will buy it. Let me show you what you get from this bike. And by the way, so I said I paid $4,600, but that's because this is a 2019 with only 130 miles on it, meaning it was dealer new just about, right? I mean, there was still stickers that I peeled off of this thing, right? So let's say you don't want to spend $4,600. You want to spend $3,600. You can still get a 2017 290 Duke. 390 Duke for just about that kind of price, like $3,500. Okay, but let me show you what you get for your $3,500 and what I'm getting for my $4,500. Right? First of all, you get this absolutely gorgeous. I mean, who can argue? This is a beautiful bike, like painted rims, just like, and check out these tires, like they have like this really cool like racing pattern on them, right? You get a really decent exhaust. It actually sounds really, really good out of the box versus the Grom, which sounds like crap out of the box. There's no way I would change this out. And what's nice, it's got a really small form factor already. It's not this giant, muffler. Obviously, it still has the big bread box, but it's totally out of the way. You can't even see it. So I'm totally fine with it. Seats, super comfortable. 2 seats, a pillion that's really kind of usable, right? 2 very comfortable seats. That's what you get. You get a much nicer paint job, okay? Like leaps and bounds above, right? And I'm saving the best for last. I know what you're thinking, right? You get dual mode ABS, okay? Actually, in the US, you get dual mode. I think abroad, you get 3 modes. You can turn it completely off, which is really, really cool. I wish that had this. This had that. But in the US, I think they disabled that. So you get what they call the supermoto mode where the rear wheel, you can turn the ABS off of there, so you can still do like slides and stuff, but the front wheel ABS will still stay on. Okay, so that's pretty cool. You don't get that on the Grom or any bike for less than with less than like 800 cc's on it, right? You get LED headlamps just out of the box, right? You get this really nice windshield. Actually, I think that's optional. You get pretty ugly but really nice mirrors. I love these mirrors. Look at the articulation in these mirrors and see how it works. It's just like a quality product, right? Really quality product, and I love that. Now, again, you get a 390 motor, right? That's more than three times the size of the motor in the Grom. This bike will easily hit 90 miles an hour. In fact, I went 90 miles an hour last night in it without a problem. Sure, you want to go slower, man. If you have some problem with going over 60 and you're like, that's why I'm not upgrading my Grom to a different bike, then just go slower. But with your 390 motor, you get a 6-speed transmission. You heard me right, a 6-speed transmission. But let me tell you the best part. Ready for this? Look at this. This is the kind of stuff you get on $10,000+ bikes. Bikes with 800, 900, even 1,000 cc's or more come with really cool LCD screens like this. And it's not just an LCD screen. It has Bluetooth, so I can connect my phone and audio like headphones to it. You can, let's see. And everything is controlled by these buttons here, by the way. I'm not like fully used to it or anything. Let's go here. So you got a bunch of settings and preferences. They have an app that goes along with it. It's called KTM My Ride. It's kind of a shit app. Most people don't seem to like it, and I couldn't even like whatever. It sucks, but who cares, right? It tells you your ABS mode. So it's right now set to road, and you can go and set it to Supermoto by just holding down here. There you go. Now it's set to Supermoto. How cool is that? Gear indicator, fuel indicator, and temperature indicator. That's where your speedo is, and then you got your tachometer back here. And then if you get text messages or calls or audio is running or whatever, that'll display up here in this portion. Yeah, so you get that, which forget the Grom. You don't get that on any Honda that I know of. And then, man, just the feel of riding this bike is just an absolute pleasure. An absolute pleasure. Look at the quality of some of this, just even the plastic parts. Just to fit and finish on some of this stuff is just so nice. This is the best upgrade you can make to your Grom, is sell it, get the hell out of it, and ride a real motorcycle, which is exactly what this is, and it will still give you all the fun of a smaller form factor bike. It's still a wonderful beginner bike. It handles like nobody's business. It's way safer in features and in just like in everything. The brakes are way better than they were on my Grom, and I can't tell you enough. And look how beautiful it is. It's just a gorgeous bike. So to all of you Grom guys that I'm pissing off with this video, sorry, not sorry. You know, I was one of you until like a week ago. And then I get in this. I sold my Grom, just so you know, okay? I sold my Grom last week. It had 17,000 miles on it. I sold it for $3,300. I had some upgrades. I sold it for $3,300. And then for another $1,300, I'm now riding this thing, which I think it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. You get off the Grom and you get on this, I challenge you to try to get back on a Grom. You will hate your life after that. It's like night and day. So, yeah, leave me your comments. I am prepared for the hate. that I'm going to get. I know how you feel about your Grom, guys. I know how you feel about your Grom. I could give a shit. Go find a used one of these and just test drive it. Just test drive it. And then come back here and leave your comment. Maybe just wait for that. Go test drive one and then come back here and leave a comment and tell me how big of an idiot I am because I missed a lot of points or whatever. You tell me you don't think this is like a 1,000 times better for just about the same money, okay? Not a ton more money, just about the same. Now, we're talking used. Yes, I understand. If you're going to go into a dealer, buy brand new MSRP, fine. Yes, this is more expensive enough that it probably wouldn't be in the same class. But on the used market, Groms are getting really high dollars. These are depreciating for whatever reason that I can't understand way faster. So that's really good for you. Sell your dumb Grom and get into a freaking amazing bike. A freaking amazing bike. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And again, sorry, not sorry, but I was one of you Grom guys until just a week ago. Get over it. Get over it and go test drive one.